Welcome to the Zachrilege Cast podcast, YouTube video interview program. I'm reading, right? That features me talking to some of the best and brightest in the atheist / secular / awesome community. This is episode number 104. I'm recording live on July 18th. This is slightly more last minute than even my normal episode, so all mistakes are mine. So I want to thank Skeptic Brett from Atheists on High for being on last week. Although he has to, fix thanks to our skepticism. Waiting for Wrath technically is the highest atheist podcast. They're like 7,000 feet, and Atheists on High is only 6,000 feet. And I don't know if the guy who sang the David Bowie song on the International Space Station counts as the highest podcast ever, but that's another option. So tonight, the event in secularism, atheism, everythingism this weekend is Secular Saturday, Chattanooga, Tennessee. Saturday, be there or be square. And of course, I had to bring on two of the people who helped put it together. And because I haven't actually seen them on this show, I've heard them on this show. So Scenic City Skeptics, Brian and Lexi are here. They want to know if I'm worthy of being invited. So I'm going to have to show them some beer at some point to let them know that I'm worthy of getting the handshake. So I come on in. So thanks for being on, and of course for doing this last minute.
Yeah, no problem. And we'll see, depending on your beer selection. You may have to stand outside and listen.
Let's start this. Okay, so we'll start this. So I'm having a beer. This is from Miami. It's a Hawaiian Lion, which is a coconut coffee porter. And the follow-up, I like to have a theme to my beers, is the Founder's Breakfast Stout. Fairhead Kentucky Bourbon Stout. This is the base beer for that. It's a kind of a coffee stout, and it looks like this. It's this color, so you know I like it.
You like the dark.
Here are the examples of some beers that I have. Most of them are local, so I don't know if you can get them in Tennessee or not. This one is Margarita Goza. So this is a Margarita Goza from Second Self.
Ooh.
It tastes like a margarita.
Dibs.
No.
I have Prairie Flare. This is from Prairie, which is in Oklahoma, and it's kind of an orange Goza. I had one. It's really, really tart.
Oh.
So if you like tart, boom.
Yes.
This is the Rapturous, which I believe you had in my hotel room. That's right. They're in my hotel room, y'all.
Yeah.
They had 2 beers and passed out, never to be seen again. Of course, the very limited Westbrook Key Lime Pie Goza, which you've also tried.
That one was good.
Yeah, it was.
Special beer. This is a wild ale aged in wine barrels. This is the Orpheus, like the anniversary beer from this year. This is the actual name of the beer. Like a white curtain blowing in the draft from a half-opened window beside a chair in which nobody sits. That's right. This is these are all their beers are like Greek god-inspired names, and it's some kind of crazy wild ale, and I've tried it. It's quite good. And a beer with a cork that's also a sour. You're not gonna hate that.
Oh.
I have other stuff, but that's just I don't want the whole show to be beer based.
Just teasing us. Damn it.
So we've had it on before, but I don't know if I'm not sure if you were doing live the last time we talked. So what's it like? What was the transition like from you from doing the edited to the live version? And also maybe a quick, here's the elevator pitch, Scenic City Skeptics. I said it.
Okay, well, first, Scenic City Skeptic is just kind of a variety atheist podcast. We cover stuff from science to politics and social issues. Sometimes we, believe it or not, tackle religious topics.
No way.
Surprise, surprise. We just really cover a lot of everything. A lot of practical stuff. We try to, anyways, like co-parenting and dealing with baggage from your religious days.
Coworkers.
Yeah, work. We talk about it all. We don't really have one particular topic we cover.
Mm-mm.
But we were not doing the live shows before, and now that we are, it's so much better. It's a lot easier on us. My editing time has been drastically reduced
to 0.
Yes, and now it just takes a little bit more preparation beforehand. But it's a lot better because I really like to be able to interact with people that are listening in the chat room while we're doing the episode. Usually, Jim Dober. Shout out to Jim. Yeah. Thanks, Jim.
Oh yeah, I got a beer for him as well, but because I barely saw him at Reason Con, and it's funny, we have this community, where kind of the podcasters chat, the bloggers, and then Jim just kind of shows up to everything, and he's on there, like he's always on the chat room and hanging out, and you see him on Facebook all the time, and it's like, hey Jim, gotta do something for you, so yeah, I got him a beer.
Jim's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's all around better, I would say. I don't know if the listeners would agree, because it's definitely there are still mistakes and times when we fuck up, but that's okay.
Usually me.
Hey, actually, Lexi did really good last week. She ran the show. She ran the computer and everything. She did all of it. I just kind of sat there and added a few,
Comments.
yeah, comments here and there.
That was pretty badass, if I do say so myself.
Yeah, she was. She's also really quiet right now.
You're gonna do a spin-off and do your own show then?
I should. Story time with Lexi will be the podcast.
Hey, I mean, if it doesn't work out, we can always just make it a segment.
We should. Oh, that'd be great. Just tell a bunch of weird fucking off-the-wall stories.
That would suit you.
Yes. Yes, it would.
Kind of like Miss Ashley's Bible segment that is dearly departed.
Yeah.
Probably pour one out for that. Okay, so the reason we're talking tonight, other than the fact that you're awesome and just wanted to say hi, is we got the Secular Saturday event coming up Saturday. So how are you involved in kind of getting this going, and what do we have to look forward to?
Well,
we got involved because somebody said, "Hey, I want to do a conference. Do you want to help?" And we said, "Sure."
Yep.
So that's yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's he was with us at NanoCon, and that was kind of the inspiration. Like, hey, we need something like this in Chattanooga, and so it's been tough. And there are, like with everything, it has its drawbacks and flaws, but we're learning. Hopefully this will turn out to be a hit and we can continue to do it every year afterward. But, I mean, we're with a group of like 5 people.
And it was planned in 3 months.
Yeah.
So
we're doing everything from, having to find venues and caterers to getting T-shirts made, coming up with a schedule, acquiring speakers, and coordinating everything. And it's been
we did it.
Yeah, it's been tough, but
yeah,
I mean it's happening.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I think it should be a really good convention. Lexi, how about you give the little pitch? Because I've been talking. She's the one that everybody comes to listen to, but I'm the one that doesn't shut up.
Yeah, he does not ever. But I mean, we have 2 panels, a podcasting panel and the interfaith panel. And the interfaith panel will have representatives from Islam, Christianity, Hinduism, Judaism, and atheism. And it's kind of like a Q&A thing. But if you ask dumb questions or very offensive questions, then you will be taken away. The mic will be taken away from you. Just to warn you.
So who's the atheist representative in that panel?
The main coordinator for the event.
Tad
Beatty. He's on the board for Chattanooga Humanist Assembly.
Yeah, right. He's all right.
He's okay. No, I'm just kidding.
Tad's pretty good.
I mean, he's the one who pretty much
without him, like
it wouldn't happen.
Yeah, I mean, everybody that goes, when you see him, tell him thank you. He's the one that's made this happen. We're just kind of the helpers.
But anyway, and the podcasting panel, I mean, that's pretty much a giveaway in the name. But you will be there. Yay! We will be there. Bobby and Ashley from No Religion Required. Jen from Not Another Atheist Podcast. Tucker from Atheist in the Trailer Park. And Chris from, let me try to say this, Podunk Polymath Podcast.
Yeah, all this alliteration. Right? We just don't dig it.
The Popo Podcast.
Yeah, the Popo Podcast. But yeah, they'll be up there and we'll be doing our thing. And then there's, other speakers with various topics. I mean, it goes from Jen doing atheist politics to Bobby doing Bridging the Gap. And, talking about that and between religious and secular people. It's all kinds of stuff. It's going to be awesome. And then I can't believe I forgot to say this. I usually say this first every time, but the keynote speaker is Mandisa Thomas from Black Non-Believers.
Oh my God.
Ah!
I should have worn on my t-shirt, but I got here at the last minute, so I didn't have a chance. Yeah. Did you learn from ReasonCon by having, all right, we have to have a strong speaker up front because, people might get there early and, drink a little on Friday night. Because Aaron Ross spoke at ReasonCon at 9 o'clock on Saturday at ReasonCon. I'm like, oh boy. And then a ton of people ended up showing up because they're like, we like you.
Yeah.
So I'm impressed that you wanted to start strong.
Oh yeah. Definitely.
We started strong. That way we can fizzle out at the end.
Yeah.
Actually,
pretty much.
I'm not looking at the schedule, so I don't know who's last. So whoever's last, please don't hold that against me. That was a joke.
Well, Bobby's talk is in the fellowship hall during the last at 3:30.
Ooh, so it's gonna end strong. Yeah.
I'm excited for that one. I can't wait for that one. But I mean, there's various other speakers throughout the day. You can go to. There's going to be more than one going on at once. So because we have so many, so it's not one at a time, and it'll take forever to get through. But you can pick and choose whichever one you want to go to, whichever room. But it's going to be fun. And there's a catered lunch, Moe's fajita bar.
So did you have trouble getting a venue? I heard for NanoCon that they had a place, and then the place heard that they were atheists and said no thanks. So they had to find a Unitarian church, which they found, I don't know, a month before the event. It was pretty tough scheduling there.
Actually, no. I mean, we looked at a few places, but the convention halls and stuff were just way too expensive for, more room than we needed. But then we found the United Methodist Church, Brainerd United Methodist, and this place holds 1,000 people, and they were excited for this event. He told them exactly what it was and what kind of people were going to be there, and they were all for it. They were excited. Which was weird. So we got that pretty early.
Unless maybe they're planning to file an insurance claim soon for a collapsed sanctuary.
Maybe.
No, but actually the guy that is on the interfaith panel is actually from that church, which is how that kind of happened.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
The more you know.
The more you
Not
know.
like she's been helping plan this thing or anything.
I don't care. I just do what I'm told. Like a good woman should.
I mean, you said it, not me. Speaking of which, I'm feeling a sandwich.
You might have a topic coming up there for a future episode there.
Yes.
Yeah, because I am so not that.
You're more like the Miss Ashley who, well, it's more like a show persona. The whole I don't ever go in the kitchen. Apparently, she goes in the kitchen occasionally, usually clean up after Bobby. I think Bobby was the one who cooked the one time I was down there. So yeah, it's good that they'll do up there.
Yeah, I mean, I cook, and if I'm up getting something and he wants something, then I'll get him something. But it's not go make me a sandwich.
Down,
Oh no, I'm not getting up. If I'm sitting down, you can forget it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay,
That's okay, though.
so we're gonna have it's gonna be very much like NanoCon in that you're gonna have multiple rooms to go to. So we have Patrick and Jenica Crail. They're up a couple times there.
Yeah,
On
yeah.
this list.
Some people are up a couple of times, just because we feel like these specific topics would really help if there are religious people that do attend. And their topic is supporting loved ones through deconversion. So they're talking about what they expect from their religious family members or friends or whatever if they're going through something like this, instead of, oh, well, I'll pray for you, or, oh, you better figure it out before Judgment Day because that's coming soon, stuff like that. They're just going to talk about how you should support them and be there for them and stuff like that instead of, stuff. What are you doing?
You had a hair on your microphone
Oh.
windscreen.
He's
But yeah, so that's
adjusting
their
the
topic.
equipment.
I mean, I have to do that from time to time.
It all happens like that. Okay, so the podcast. Oh, there's 2 podcasts, huh? So we're gonna be on both of those? Oh man.
Well, we took and
I don't think
split.
on.
Split them up, yeah.
Yeah, instead of having like 6 separate
8
sets of
people.
8. Sorry, 8. We split it up so that we'll have 4 shows on one and 4 shows on another. Is that right?
Yeah.
4 and 4.
Well, 4 people on each. Like the first one in the morning is me, you, Bobby, and Ashley. And then the one in the afternoon, because Jen is not a morning person apparently, it'll be her, Chris, you, and Tucker.
Okay.
I see how
So
you
kinda-
match yourself with Bobby Ashley. That was a good call.
I
We'll talk
mean,
about the
we pretty
couples
much
and
are the same, right?
having a
That's what she
podcast
said.
and how it's like a replacement for actual like couples therapy. It's
Yeah.
good. You hear it on air.
Yeah, just airing the dirty laundry.
but see, that also gives us a chance to be able to maybe come and sit in.
Ice cream man.
Wow, coming
Oh,
late.
I didn't know we had an ice cream. Or is that at your house?
Not me.
It's our
weird.
house.
Or it might be a toy from downstairs.
That loud?
No,
They still
you're
have
right.
the
That's an ice
same
cream man.
sound they had when I was a kid. You'll hear that sound, you're like, oh yeah, I got it like 50 cents in my pocket. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Now you have to pay like $2.50.
I'm trying to adjust for inflation and all that. Okay,
Yeah.
so
I've
panels,
got like $5.
panels go through 5 o'clock. Okay, so it's gonna be a full day.
Oh yeah, 8 in the morning until 5 in the evening.
Well, registration goes from 7:30 to 8:30.
Well, yeah,
So
but get there at 8
get there.
or 7:30 if you want.
I mean, we'll be there.
We'll be there at 7:30. At least wait till 7:45 to get there. Give us a minute to get settled in and coffeeed up.
Dude, I'm going to need so much Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah, I mean because we'll probably be, up at like what?
6:30, probably.
Oh.
6 or 6:30, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even look to see how close it is from where I'm staying. The only advantage I have is that I know Bobby's going to be with us, and Bobby doesn't drink, so that's one advantage for all events that may happen.
Yeah.
Official or unofficial? We'll probably stick with the official. So is the church like the UU? Because the UU, like we had lunch, and they were like, "Oh, if you want beer, go ahead," and we had some. That might be a
I
good
have no
question
idea.
as to whether we should maybe save it for later, or if, we might sneak something in.
I mean,
you speak for
whether if it's not allowed, I mean, just go out into the parking lot. Unofficially, I'm not condoning that.
I am. Go to the parking lot.
the parking lot.
We got a cooler in the trunk.
Well, I had my cooler beer.
The opinions expressed in this podcast do not represent those of the organizers of Secular Saturday.
They're like, oh, well, you guys aren't like bringing babies out of coolers and eating them like beef jerky, so
think
we'll
we're
accept
good.
that.
Well, you have to wait and let them get a little bit older because the baby meat's too tender. Even when you dry it out, it's still really chewy. So
I mean,
it
you
doesn't
have
really
to.
work too well.
It's like a slow cooker kind of thing. You really need all day. It's important.
Yeah.
Like,
Now, yeah, that would. Smoked baby back ribs.
Mm.
Not many. God only needed one, but we need more. At least half a rack. So you got it really good, I guess, buy-in from the Chattanooga kind of atheist secular community for this. I don't know how. It seems like you're pretty plugged into the community, so I was just wondering if you guys want to work together with that.
One of the things with something like this is, a lot of people don't buy their tickets online. They just kind of show up and buy them at the door. So we're hoping for, hopefully we'll have a great turnout.
Yeah.
It's just kind of hard to know until it happens.
And the price is no different at the door than it is online. So it's not like a upcharge of anything or anything like that. So
yeah, it's just gonna be the same.
Probably should have said it earlier. Every time I do live read, you should say the price first. So real quick.
Oh, okay.
We have different levels, I understand.
Yeah, adult tickets with lunch is $30. Adult tickets without lunch is $20. Children's tickets with lunch is $10. And then children's tickets 12 and under, they're free if they don't get lunch.
So there you go. Bring your kids. I'm assuming your kids are not going to be around this weekend?
No, unfortunately, we won't have them this weekend. No.
It's probably a good choice. Well, so what percentage of the speakers at the conference are actually staying at your place?
Let's see. We have... Wait, are we counting the Krails separately?
I'm counting per body.
Okay.
So the Krails are 4.
We're going to have...
Like
this place is going to be
6 or 7
rocking.
people?
Possibly Tim if we can fit him in.
Tim!
So, yeah, we're going to have probably about a good 25%.
Probs.
I don't know, something like that. Actually, I'm just throwing numbers out there. Those are not reliable.
We should convince Bobby and Ashley to come stay, or at least hang out with us for a little while.
Oh, I'm sure they'll come and hang out. They've already got a hotel room, though.
True.
They're staying with Jim and Misty.
Jim and Misty need to come hang out. Everybody needs to come hang out.
Yeah, we may actually have like
a little after party.
A house party afterwards. Yeah.
You mentioned it. Of course, it's convenient for you because it's kind of like ReasonCon where everybody was at the hotel. So like, go crazy. And like, how far are the places from each other? I just want to check. Yeah. Although I've never seen Hugh Man drink too much. Hugh Man should be up here from Atlanta. But I know Bobby. I need to bring Bobby a nice barrel-aged Mountain Dew, because I feel bad because when I went to visit them, I was like, I'm gonna get Bobby Mountain Dew and I'm getting Ashley wine that she requested, not sweet tea, and I forgot the Mountain Dew, so I owe him Mountain Dew.
I think I'll get him like a 2-liter.
He'll probably be happy though because this conference, not like ReasonCon, he was on call the entire time. Like he was working, like he couldn't even go get lunch or take a break. He had to. So he was like, "Yeah, just keep."
Yeah. That'll be us, probably.
Be the Mountain Dews, y'all.
Yeah.
Ooh, we'll have to see if we can we'll have to prepare him like a barrel of Mountain Dew.
Yeah. Well, the good thing is the speakers and the volunteers and staff. Well, I don't want to say staff. Nobody's getting paid. The speakers and the volunteers. Their lunch is free. It's covered. So that's pretty good.
Woohoo!
Woohoo!
All I'm gonna say is like, don't do what I do. And you're in. Be on my show, and I'll catapult you to greatness. I will shoot you upwards. If you're listening, you're missing. It's not quite as good as the stuff they do on like GAM, but And congrats to them. Man, it's weird. 100th episode of GAM this week and 100th episode of Inciting Incident. I swear, atheist podcasts are jumping over the triple digits quite a lot. I mean, this is 104 for me, so it's a lot of shows we're coming on. And some of them actually do every week. Sometimes I take weeks off, so I'm a little behind. I'm impressed by the every week people. That takes.
We're not even halfway there.
Yeah, we're like,
this week's will be 29.
What?
28 or 29. But the good news is we have Seth Andrews on.
Yeah, I want to talk about that because I was hearing him, and he was actually on GAM this week.
Really?
How did you get a hold of him, and will you be able to not like shake during the whole time? And do you just want to have him like, hey, could you just read the phone book for me, or something?
Yeah.
He just has this great voice, and he actually did like a little movie trailer like thing on the show, and it was like, dude, you could do this for a living.
Yeah. Well, I just emailed him and I said, hey, do you want to be on one of our shows? And he said, sure, sounds fun. Like 2 minutes later. And so we're just going to talk about him and, how he came to be where he was and, you explain it better.
Okay. Well, not so much just about Seth, but I think Seth is a really good example of as a podcaster or a public figure like that, someone who is constantly being entrusted with very intimate and vulnerable stories of people who've been hurt, and whether or not there's a sense of having to hold yourself to a higher standard and having a higher level of responsibility, being someone who's entrusted with, people's stories like that, and just kind of what it's like to be
so important.
Yeah.
But you've been on Seth's show, right, Lexi?
Yes.
Yes, she has.
What was that story? I don't know if you told it the last time you were on, but
Well, it was the show was about conditional love from religious family members, and I just basically told the story of how my dad just dropped me and disowned me as soon as he found out that I wasn't a believer anymore.
Sad times.
That infuriates me every time.
It still hurts just because he's my dad, but it would hurt even worse if he wasn't an asshole to start with. So it kind of made it a little bit easier.
So you're like, if he wasn't a Christian, he'd be more of an asshole or less?
I think he would be less if he wasn't. He would be, because he's so much fun. Like, he used to be so much fun to be around and to hang out with and everything. And then he became some big shot in the church that he's in now. So he's like uptight and fucking, I don't know, him.
What's not fair at all is, as much of an asshole as he is, he's been on more podcasts than most people I know.
Who?
Your dad.
Ow! What do you mean? I just kicked your desk.
Through us.
Oh yeah, we talk about him all the fucking time.
I was like, he's been on podcasts. That'd be interesting.
Yes.
Oh gosh, that would be like the worst debate.
Like, we should
because his argument is, I feel it. I know because I feel it. I just know. And it's like, that's not even logical. I feel all kinds of shit doesn't mean it's validated.
Damn.
Yeah, there was a good argument because they do the Christian movies. I think it was Bible Man this week on GAM, and Seth, and the whole point of the movie was he was actually like fighting doubt. And Seth Andrews' point was like, so if your kid, has a stranger come up and say, hey, I'm going to give you a ride, you're not going to tell your kid, don't, have some doubt about whether that guy's legitimate. When it comes to church and what they tell you, you're like, just don't even think about it. Just go with it. So it's a very inconsistent message to give. But yeah, he's going to be great. I listened to, actually on the way to NanoCon, I got his first book on, of course, audio, because he talks. He says it. It's great.
What? Yes.
I can't remember what it's called. He's actually done a couple. But one of my first shows I listened to was The Thinking Atheist. And the question I would be asked, like, he kept saying, I'm not the Thinking Atheist. I mean, you are the Thinking Atheist. I'm sorry, dude. You are. I understand it's a brand, it's your thing, but that's who you are. But it's great stories. And I mean, to have a guy who has the radio background and he's got the great radio voice, and he knows his way around editing. He had a recent really good episode about Islam, basically, because that's a subject that doesn't get hit very often in our circles. So it was good, but it's one of those shows that I binge listened to initially and got caught up, and I was sad. And I don't listen to every single week because I just can't. Too many shows out there, unfortunately. But when in doubt, when I'm like, I don't know what to listen to. What's Seth up to these days? You know, he's got stuff, and he's a good story in that he's another one of those people who's actually doing this full time.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Yep.
Hashtag squad goals.
So have we had any drops or ads to the Secular Saturday lineup for Saturday?
Yeah. Neil Carter is no longer going to be doing it. And then for the panel, well, not really a panel, but for the speakers who are doing Atheists and Foxholes, Scott Williams will not be a part of it, but now it'll be Rui, Portugal. They're all from the same area. So they'll be traveling. They'll be traveling up together, but I think that's it. That's the only. Well, and Bobby Carey's main topic is not on there, but we already talked about that he'll be doing one other than the podcasting panel.
It's not listed on there either for some reason, but Joshua Richards of JRR Talking will be doing a workshop as well. What was his? You remember what the title of his was?
Well, now that you ask me, Between Two Trees.
Ooh, sounds intriguing and mysterious.
That's what it's called.
Well, he's an ex-pastor. I had him. I think he's.
Isn't he still a humanist pastor?
I'm not sure.
Or not humanist, but secular.
Let's see. He was in the 90s for me, so I had him on fairly recently.
I think he considers himself a humanist minister or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
He's still doing his talking thing, his JRR talking, and it's not preachy. It's like un-Jesus.
Yeah.
Reformed believer. Yeah,
yeah.
I had him on episode 91, so you probably had him on 1 or 2 weeks before or after. There's always this thing within the community. Like I had Sharon Frankel, who does habeas humor, and I think the episode I did with her released the same day that Chris's did, Podunk Polymath. So I actually asked him, like, what questions did you ask? So I won't have overlap, but occasionally we do have a little guest overlap. That stuff happens.
Yeah,
she was at both places at the same time.
Well, and a lot of times though, when somebody is trying to get on shows, they have something to promote, so they're like, "Hey, who wants? Can I?" And everybody, we're all like, "Yes, guest, yes."
We're dying for guests. Yeah, I had Robert Stanley of The Right to Reason on a couple weeks ago, and he interviewed me last night, and he's like, yeah, this interview will be on in about 5 weeks. I'm like, yeah, my interviews are on like today. So it's a very different thing. I'm like, oh, don't talk about the conference you have this weekend because it's going to be way past by the time this goes on. Okay. He actually edits, which is probably good because every single time I don't necessarily like having the thing flipped on me. Like I might get weird when I get asked questions. So every single question he asked me went on a big tangent, which was fun. It's like, wait, I have to ask you something else. I'm like, no, let's talk about this for another 10 minutes. Yeah, it's great.
I like having ours live because then you don't have to worry, like, okay, send me your audio, let me, worry about editing it all together and stuff like that. I'm just like,
I never did the editing, so I didn't care, but it took away time because he was,
Snuggle
we
time.
would, yeah.
Oh, the look. I like that. It's the look of love. It's very cool. It's very cute. I feel younger hanging out with y'all.
Oh.
Yeah, do what?
No, you had something to say. And
your
talk is always more important than mine, so go for it.
Girl. No, I was just going to say we had a lot of fun. Was it 3 weeks ago or no? June 14th. It's been about a month ago when we had Andrew Torres on, and I think that was our first live with a guest, wasn't it?
Interview. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we messed it up because we forgot to mute him, and then he called us in because he was going to be later than for the show to start or whatever. And I answer it, and he turns around and he goes, "I'm going to need y'all to be quiet." And then we're just like, "Here's Andrew Torres."
Actually, well, since Lexi at the time wasn't running the thing, she didn't realize we were the only ones that heard that and nobody else did.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Muting to us and muting to the rest of the world is separate. Two separate things.
Whoops.
But that's just because we overcomplicate things.
Yeah, I don't know what any of it means, so I don't overcomplicate anything.
I mean, you should see our desk. It's a jumble of
It's ridiculous.
interfaces.
I can't wait till our office is
and
done.
computers and cords and microphones.
It's great.
Yeah.
I love it.
I'm thinking one of the highlights of the weekend is going to be me seeing the official studio. So now, okay, so ReasonCon, you brought your recording equipment, but I don't believe it was used. So there's a chance that drunk casting could happen.
Might happen.
I'm not going to say anything official because it's definitely non-official plans after the conference. But, people talk, people hang out, stuff happens.
We should.
I mean, I think we can make that happen. And actually, something that I forgot to mention when we were talking about Secular Saturday, we're going to try and get some recording equipment together for the convention and try to record some of the workshops so that for people that if you can't make it, we'll have it available in some form afterward. It may take us, a month to get it all put together, but at some point we will have it available as like an audio thing. I don't know what you call it. It's not like an album, but it's also not like one track. I don't know.
Do you know if you'll end up posting it like to secularsaturday.com or will it just be kind of part of your audio feed as well? I'm sure you can post it on with your show as well.
It probably
I don't know. I mean,
put it on the website.
We'll probably have some excerpts that we play from time to time on the show for the next several episodes afterward.
All of them.
But it will actually be distributed as a whole some way. I don't know if we're going to post it somewhere, but I know we'll definitely make it available for patrons though.
Ooh,
that'll be something cool to add to our Patreon.
All of us.
But I think they'll probably be available for like super cheap, to buy just the set of the entire conference. Is if we can get everything recorded, it'll be the entire conference.
I would give it up for free.
Who knows?
We'll see. According to my one listener, Jeannie, she says you could Bandcamp it and get donations. Ooh.
Ah, hey, thank you.
That's a good conference expenses because I doubt it's cheap to put in a conference.
Yeah, it's not. We've learned that, that's one of the things that you don't know before you plan a conference that you find out as you're planning the conference.
Yeah, it was pretty difficult.
Kind of like it's kind of like when you go on vacation and you're like, okay, we're gonna take an extra $200 to spend on just doing stuff, and then you're like, oh shit, we've been here 30 minutes and it's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would compare it to like you go on a cruise and you're like, oh, it's like $80 a night. That's really cheap. And then you realize that you get charged for every single drink you have, including the damn casino. Man, you don't get a discount for it's something else. It's like,
I've never been on a cruise, so I don't know.
A little charge after the fact and go, oh, okay.
Yeah. That's why I will not go on a cruise.
Bullshit.
You can. Bye.
I
get you to Panama City and get to the beach. That'd be fun. You could probably enjoy that. Good time.
I love the beach. Let's do that.
So can we talk about, I don't know if we got this covered in the last time you were on, your atheist feeding the homeless?
Oh, Atheists Helping the Homeless. Yeah.
Yeah, we're actually now Atheist Alliance helping the homeless.
Yep. We teamed with Atheist Alliance of America, and they were able to help us get 501c3 status. So we're now officially a nonprofit organization, and we can take money donations now. If you don't have anything to give, or you don't want to get anything from the Amazon wish list or whatever, then we're able to take that the money instead, if you would like. But other than that, we just need stuff. We need clothes, lots of men's clothes. We have more men than anything, but we always appreciate women's clothes. We have tons of kids' clothes. We're covered, except for like size 5, 6. I think that was that little boy that we saw. I think he was like size 5 or 6. That'd be good.
So for people who are traveling, who aren't like flying, are there things we can bring?
I mean, yeah.
Hygiene stuff. We take a lot of like mini hygiene stuff, like little shampoos, razors, disposable razors, little toothpaste, toothbrushes, stuff like that they could use.
We put together packs, and each pack has everything, all the hygiene stuff that someone will need to last them about a month.
Yeah, and we usually put we do men's and women's separate for obvious reasons, but we have been using reusable pads to put in there. I don't know. I've never used those, so I don't know if that's easier or harder than just putting a bunch of pads in there. But we take either one, the throwaway pads or the reusable ones, or tampons, stuff like that. Women's razors. Body wash, shampoo, conditioner, rags, all of it.
All the cleanliness stuff.
Soap. Yeah. We gave away a whole lot of bar soap, but there's we have these little crystal looking soaps, and nobody will touch them. It doesn't make any sense to me.
They're like, "Ooh, these look nice. What is it?"
Soap. I don't want it.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, any kind of hygiene stuff, clothes. It's getting really hot, so anybody that has like short sleeves and
sunscreen.
Shorts, yeah, sunscreen.
Yep.
And any kind of like camping and survival supplies, because a lot of people will they'll stay together in little camps out in the woods. So
tents,
yeah,
blankets, sleeping bags.
Any kind of survival stuff, the little portable cooking stove things,
backpacks.
Yeah, I mean anything like that. If you would take it camping, we can give it away.
Yeah.
So is there an official website for that? Is it through Atheist Alliance?
Well, we were actually just put on Atheist Alliance of America's website. We have a little section for so it's Atheist Alliance Helping the Homeless Chattanooga. So if you go onto their website, I'm not sure how to navigate to it. He just sent me a link directly to our little tab or whatever. But they have Charlotte, Washington, D.C.
We're also on Facebook.
Yeah.
Too. That's where really there's the most interaction. We'll have the Amazon wish list links posted. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, let's see. No, I think that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's it. Sorry.
Is there an Atlanta one? He says from Atlanta. I guess I'll have to look it up.
Huh.
I don't think so. But you can talk to somebody about getting it started.
Intriguing.
Because I actually
might know someone.
Wait a minute. I actually sent the information to Jen to start one in Clarksville. The contact person to get in touch with, or people to get in touch with to start one in Clarksville. I don't know how far that's gotten, or if they've started that yet, or if they're waiting until after the conference this weekend. But we know people.
Yeah, if you don't get enough Lexi and Brian and Who Can, check out the latest Not Another Atheist podcast with Jen and Keith. They asked some really good questions.
It
That was a lot of fun.
was.
It's a quality time. It's a rollicking good time, as they say. I don't know if this is a good question, but this was asked by my, one person in the chat room, Jeannie, so I have to do it. Lexi, how did the menstrual cup work out? I'm scared.
I don't think anybody took it. We asked a few people if they wanted it, but they were like, no, and then walked away. So nobody's taken it yet.
May perhaps if we had some educational material to pass out with it.
Yeah, that'd be cool. But a lot of women, they took very well to the reusable pads. So maybe it's just they don't know what it is, so they're like, doesn't sound very comfortable or very useful, so no.
So no.
Yeah, I mean, I can imagine some of their reactions, but
Oh my gosh,
I don't want to gross any of your listeners out with my narrative.
No, this one lady, the look at here, let me just show you. The look on her face, I asked her if she wanted it because, I didn't know. So, because I gave her a hygiene pack and we had run out of feminine hygiene products. So I asked her if she wanted it and she looks at me and she goes, "A what?" And I was like, "It's called a Diva cup." And she goes, "I don't think so," and then walks away. And I was like, "Okay, you don't have to. Fine with me."
You get some
that's
good
how that's
stories.
Yeah.
Now, of course, we're all in the interview business, so we have to listen to people who are going to be interviewing. But what are some podcasts that you listen to, and probably individually, that have nothing to do with atheism that people be like, whoa, get to know you a little better?
Well, the story that I just started listening to, it's called We're Alive. And it's like an apocalyptic kind of thing. And it's like you're listening to a movie, but the narrative is there as well, like they're reading a book. So it's really, really cool. But I also listen to My Favorite Murder. And it's these two women who do a podcast about, a whole bunch of different kind of serial killers and famous murders and, unsolved crimes and stuff like that. And it's really cool.
I had to look, and I have 0 non-atheist podcasts. I don't have that much time to listen anymore. Really,
I listen all day at work, so
I used to when I had a part-time desk job, but now it's no time at a desk, so I don't really get to listen anymore, and we can't really have headphones. So
damn.
I thought you could have one.
No, we can't have any now. We can we can play stuff on our phones, but if you've ever tried to listen to a podcast in a noisy manufacturing shop on your phone speakers,
you're gonna have a bad time.
Music is one thing, but podcasts are generally much, much lower in volume and hard to understand over grinding and welding and shit.
Yeah.
So, I don't really have much time to listen to any podcast right now, which sucks. I see I get all my notifications for the episodes coming out, and I'm like, oh, I really want to be listening to this right now.
I do listen every Tuesday to The Thinking Atheist.
She's got a thing. And so do I, and so does everybody. Yeah, I just listened since Game of Thrones just started again. The website, The Ringer, actually did binge mode. They did individual episodes for each episode of Game of Thrones, and I actually managed to listen to, I think, all of them, 60 episodes as they recap the show. So if you're really crazy insane into the show, and we didn't have time to rewatch it all, but got the last season at least. That's a quality one. But I listen to a lot of football stuff since I do a football show too. It's all about everything.
What is the name of your football show?
Going for 2. It's Wednesday night. I think an hour before your show. It's at 8 o'clock.
What's your give us your elevator pitch.
Well, we first started the show. We somehow met online, and we were Titans fans. So we talked about the Titans, and the Titans are so bad that now it's just this general kind of sports show and little bit of sports and politics combination. And we try to get some of the people we know in the fantasy football and real football community come on to chat with us. So yeah, every week, Wednesday night, 8 o'clock. Well, sometimes it adjusts, but usually we do it at 8 o'clock. That's why I made the joke with Bobby, because they do their show now at Wednesday at 8. I'm like, you bastards.
Oh, you can't double book.
I mean, yours is at 9, right? Wednesday night, 9 o'clock?
That's right.
Do a little quick pitch for you.
9 o'clock Eastern, Wednesday nights live. Come join us in Spreaker chat room.
Yay.
So
That's
the
pretty quick.
David Bowie show goes, Is There Life on Mars? Your question will be, will there be life for your show after Seth Andrews? Who's coming after him, man? That's going to be a tough follow.
No one.
Well, we can
I
just
really,
change it up.
really want to get R and Raw on our show.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess dream interview would be into GT.
Who's that?
Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Oh,
That's a good one.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just a huge fan of Aaron because his videos on YouTube was actually what like pushed me. He didn't carry me. He pushed me through the threshold into atheism.
Well, that's rude.
No, it was great. It was great.
Yeah, I didn't know if you had officially, because I couldn't remember the last time we talked, if you had officially, like, you're still, it seemed like you're on the fence, but it seems like you've gone over now. The water's great.
I feel like
the Kool-Aid is delicious.
I feel like it's always, yeah. Yeah, I feel like it's always going to be a struggle just because I lost so much because of it. But I don't think that anything is really going to push me back into religion because right after I kind of left it, my grandmother died. And that didn't even put me back into religion. So I don't think anything will, to be honest.
Well, since Callie and Celis are going to get their magic science vaginas, they're not going to be at this conference. So Callie cannot take the #1 throne. Who will be the top hugger at the conference?
Amandisa. Duh.
Jared.
I don't know. I mean,
sorry, Human.
Jared, Human has really, really awesome hugs. So they're going to be tied. I'm going to have to do it multiple times. I'm going to have to hug them both multiple times before I can make a decision. And I'm okay with that because I love hugs.
I mean, I think there should be like a hug off.
Ooh, let's do it.
Hug off.
What is the world record for the biggest group hug?
I don't know, but we need to break it. We should look
do
that
it,
up.
especially since this is going to be, the interfaith thing. We want that. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. See, I don't want to sing because you two sing like good.
I don't sing.
My way. My way. Yeah. Another thing, karaoke. That'd be interesting with this group.
Oh, we can go to Sing It or Wing It.
Uh-oh.
Or we can just do it here.
We can do it here. We need a karaoke machine.
We have enough equipment. We can rig up a karaoke machine.
That's true.
We could rig up a rocket to launch a satellite into orbit with as much crap as we have.
I don't know about that one, but the first one, I think we're good.
Well, okay. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
Perhaps that was a hyperbole.
Perhaps.
Okay, so to finish off, again, is there anything else you want to talk about? Give your final pitch for Secular Saturday. Tell everybody how to find you online, your show. I'll include all notes in the show notes because this will come out Wednesday morning. So there's still a couple days left for people to get tickets.
Yes. Secular Saturday, this Saturday. You can go to secularsaturday.com and get your tickets, look at the speakers, everything like that, all that good stuff. And then it is at Brainerd United Methodist. And the is the address online?
Yeah, it should be.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. The address is there. So, blah blah blah. And then for Scenic City Skeptic, you can find us on Facebook. Just search our name. On Twitter at SCS Pod. We used to have an Instagram, but I'm really bad at pictures, so I deleted it. And then we have a Patreon, so you just go to patreon.com/Scenic City Skeptic. And if you want to email us, you can email us at sceniccitysskeptic@gmail.com.
And we'll hopefully have a website coming soon.
Yes, hopefully we'll have a website, so all of our shit will be on there too.
Yeah.
I know, isn't it great?
And if you want to actually listen to us, we're
iTunes,
on Spreaker.
Alexa, TuneIn, Stitcher, Google Play, all that good stuff.
And any other podcatcher app.
Podcatcher?
Yes.
Good.
And one final note for people attending the conference, make sure to clean up after yourself. We're going to be at a church. They won't be judging us. They might be judging us. You know, leave a good impression. So that's all I got.
I mean, at least show them, like, you know what? We can still be good people, even though we don't believe. We can clean up after ourselves.
Because we're going to have to be the ones cleaning it up if you don't, and I'll be pissed.
Yeah.
If you bring beer, bring enough for everybody. Because I usually do. I do it. There's a tub in the hotel room. I don't know if I'll be filling it with beer like last time, but
you can use ours.
The possibility is that, yeah, I know. It's like, yeah, just leave the beer here and just, leave it. Yeah.
Leave it.
I mean, we can clear out some room in the fridge and the freezer, and we can move our liquor bottles over to make room for more if we need to.
I think we have plenty of room on our little stand in there.
Yeah. We've got plenty of room. Anything that doesn't have to be kept cold, like liquor, we have lots of storage space in our tummies. I mean, on our shelves.
No, bet is.
Yeah.
Because we know Brian had tried to consume a lake of beer and a river of whiskey at the Reason Con. And, you got to learn. Your first conference is nothing like it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Liver, there's nothing like it, Your second one. So apparently, I've been told by my one guest, cigarette butts. Clean up your cigarette butts. I had no idea people smoke that much. Like the sinners.
Start vaping. Gosh.
Yeah.
Actually, I think they have little spots at the church that you can smoke. So use the ashtrays. Don't make me kick your ass, because I will.
I believe that's a true statement. So if you want to support this show, be like Bobby, Hugh, Teody, and Marissa, go to patreon.com/Zachrilege, ZACHRILEGE, and most of my patrons will be getting Zachrilege Cast t-shirts this weekend because they're going to be there. So follow me on Twitter. That's at Zachrilege. Like the Zachrilege Cast page on Facebook. Send all hate mail to zachrilege.cast@gmail.com. So thank you again to the Scenic City Skeptics, Brian and Lexi, who are awesome, for being on tonight. For all listeners, stay safe. If you need to chat, I'm available. If you're an atheist and feel alone, you are not alone. Reach out. Let's chat and get that human connectiveness that keeps people coming back every Sunday. But honestly, come up this Saturday, Chattanooga, Tennessee, Secular Saturday. It's going to be awesome. Great people, great times. Stay skeptical, everybody. I love all y'all, and good night.